My most memorable moments as a board member in part of my board service, there have been so many, but a couple that stand out. One is most recently passing the 2 referendums. That was a big deal because they were so overwhelmingly supported in the community, and it was just a great honor to be a part of that. The second would be the construction of the wedge, just because it's offered the school so much flexibility, the ability to open up some classrooms and give the kids a place to hang out and kind of unwind. But the most memorable for me personally is, as a dad, being able to hand my children their diplomas.
Was when we started the initiative of Strong in Every Way. I'm so proud of this initiative, and that Zionsville Schools has this as a part of what we do, because we've always done academics extremely well, but you recognize that grit, resilience, and perseverance are such important qualities for our kids to have as they go on in life. And the fact that we do well in academics, but that we also consider social and emotional health being so important as well. Another very special memory during my board service has been getting to be a part of graduation ceremonies as a board member. And clearly, probably one of my most memorable experiences serving on the board was getting to give my daughter Kristen her diploma in 2013. And I will say that ranks up there with my most special memories of while I served on the Zionsville School Board.
The hardest aspects of my board service, that's a good question. There have been a lot of challenges, lots of different things that we've had to navigate, but I think the most challenging of all has been the most recent, and that is navigating COVID. It's something that nobody saw coming. Nobody was prepared for how to handle a pandemic in this magnitude, and I am thrilled to have gone through it with people that were just so dedicated to getting to the right answer, using their resources available to them in the community and all the different experts. And so it's just seeing where we are today is a tribute to all the people who've worked so hard to make it possible.
I would say that the hardest matter that I dealt with during the time that I served on the school board was back in 2010 when our first referendum did not pass. It was a shock to all of us, and the outcome was so devastating, having to cut teachers' jobs, having to cut programs, and it was just a situation that was not good for our students, it wasn't good for our staff, our parents, or our community. The outcome of that actually caused a great division in our community, which was an extremely sad time to see. So I would say that probably was the hardest situation that I've come across. Additionally, I will say during my time in serving on the school board, school safety has changed dramatically. And if you told me 12 years ago we would need a school resource officer in every building, I wouldn't have believed you. But as it turned out, with what's happened in shootings in schools throughout the country, it was an issue that we were faced, and because of our great partnerships with the town of Zionsville and the Zionsville Police Department, the Boone County Sheriff's Department, we were able to provide a school resource officer in every building, which was really, really huge. And school safety has been a really important part of during my board service.
I'm also very thankful for the members of the community that have been afforded the opportunity to serve alongside. Bill Stanskevich, Sherry Ritchie, Jim Longest, and then of course my current board members, Debbie Unger, Mike Cousins, Mike Berg, and my dear friend Jane Burgess, who this community is fortunate to have someone like Jane Burgess, who has poured so much of herself into not just the schools, but the community in so many different ways. And those are the things that I'm going to miss, and that's what makes it hard to walk away. I think that Dr. Robinson has assembled an incredible team of support members all the way throughout the organization that I see nothing but great things, and it's actually one of the reasons that I'm comfortable stepping away from the board. It's in great hands. I love the direction that the corporation is going, and I love the team that's been assembled to be able to take us to the next level.
I see great things ahead for Zionsville Community Schools, and the future is very bright. We have an amazing community which partners with our school and supports everything about our school corporation. We have amazing students and families that make the school corporation what it is. We've got great leaders, Scott Robinson, Becky Kaufman, Chris Devereaux, Christine Squire, Casey Allen, Dan Layton, and the list goes on. And all of our building principals, assistant principals. We are so fortunate with the staff. I look in all areas, I mean, from transportation to food service, to maintenance, to grounds. I mean, we just have so many people that care about our kids that we serve. I know that the future ahead is going to be amazing and bright, and we are so fortunate, and I can't wait to see what lies ahead for Zionsville Community Schools. I've been truly honored, and even to this day, almost 12 years into serving on the Zionsville School Board, to be able to serve in this position and on our Board of Trustees. It was back when my daughter was in 6th grade and my son was in 2nd grade that I actually was elected for the first time. And my daughter's now 25 and my son almost 21. And when I look back over all those years, I am so proud of what has been accomplished in Zionsville schools. And I'm so glad to have been able to be a part of the community in this important way and to make a difference. I felt that it was important after my 3 terms that it's always good to have new ideas, new people, and I think it brings a lot to strengthen a board. And I feel that we're in a good place after just passing our 8-year operating referendum and our capital referendum for the new elementary and high school expansion, that we're in a good place for funding for our school corporation, and I just felt that it was the right time. And when I talk about it, it's very, very bittersweet, because it has meant so much to me to serve on the Zionsville School Board, and it's been a huge part of my life for the past 12 years. So, you know, when I think about passing the torch on to, you know, 2 great people to fill our spots for Joe, Stein, and me, I'm very, very excited for them being in our roles and for the great things they're going to do. And speaking of Joe Stein, I did want to just mention what an honor it has been to serve with him, and what a great friend he is. He's been a great board president. I attribute so much of the unity or reunification of Zionsville after our first referendum did not pass, and there was great division in our community, to Joe Stein helping to really, I think, heal a lot of just distrust, and he was instrumental, I think, in, you know, just bringing us back together as a community. And it's been such an honor to serve with my friend, and He has made such huge impact on Zionsville Community Schools and in our community, and I am honored and blessed to call him my friend.
I decided not to run for the board for a couple reasons. Number one, 8 years is a long time, and while it was so very rewarding to be a part of it, it's time for someone who has, school-age children. I've got one still in the schools, but most of mine have graduated college. It's time to pass the torch, and I can't be happier to be handing it off to Jeff Papa and Katie. Just great folks coming in that I know Jane and I both feel very confident in the direction that the board is going, and obviously leaving it in great hands with the board members who are not up for re-election. Mike Cousins, Mike Berg, and Debbie Younger, of course. Great representation, and I'm very confident in where things will be going under their watch. I personally feel like I've left it in a better condition than I found it.
There's so many people and things that I'm thankful for during my 12 years of board service for Zionsville Community Schools. What stands out that I'm thankful for is the what's best for kids and kids first mentality that is always at the heart of how decisions are made in Zionsville Community Schools. I am so grateful and thankful for our leadership team. It is a whole team effort, and everyone has the same mentality of kids first, and you just feel it when you're a part of Zionsville Community Schools. I do want to take this time to say a special thank you to Scott Robinson, who is just an extraordinary leader. He has honesty, integrity, and I always describe him as restoring versus destroying lives when tough times have happened. He's been a great leader through thick and thin, and we've certainly had, ups and downs over the past 12 years, but he has always been such a steady, great leader of our school corporation, and I just really appreciate him so very much. And I know during the time that I was board president, other school corporations were trying to pick him off, but I'm like, not on my watch. And so, but I'm so grateful, Scott, for just your leadership and who you are. I'm thankful for being able to make a difference in our community, to advocate for our students, to be a board member that is out in the community and always willing and wanting to listen and be there when people in the community had issues or things that they wanted to talk about. And I'm just, I'm thankful that people entrusted me with wanting me to continue serving over the past 12 years. I also want to thank my fellow board colleagues, Joe Stein, Debbie Younger, Mike Cousins, and Mike Berg. And I want to give a special shout out to some very special board members that I've served with in the past. And those are Jim Longus, Sherry Ritchie, and Rob Wingeter. Those people have been very, very special in my life, and I'm very, very thankful for each of them. And I want to just express my thanks for this amazing students and families that we have in Zionsville Community Schools. It's a joy to have watched our students learn and grow up over the past 12 years and to go on to do such great things. I'm thankful for my friends who have been there to encourage and support me along the way. And last but not least, I want to just express my thanks to my incredible family. My husband Claude and my two children, Kristen and Thomas. And I want to just tell you how much I love you and thank you for standing beside me during these 12 years, always encouraging and and being there for me.
Hi, I remember when Jane Burgess was running for school board in 2008, and we were in the middle of a recession, and we were dealing with the situation of massive change in how schools were funded. And Jane put out a postcard. I didn't really know her. She put out a postcard that said, "We're going to watch them like a hawk." And I thought, why not an eagle eye? Because we're the Eagles. I had been in Sheridan and they were the Hawks, but it was just a minor point of enjoyment for those of us watching, as you know, staff people watch elections unfold. Of course, we met Jane, and I just don't know if there's a more sincere person on the planet. The really interesting, fun thing is to go to lunch with Jane, because you might get 3 minutes with her, because literally everybody coming by has to say hi to her, and she gives hugs. Pre-COVID, she gives hugs and high fives, and it's fascinating. This is a servant person for our community who has been so delightful to work with, so reasonable, so interested and engaged, and I'm really going to miss her. And she and I were together for 12 years of my career. Been in Zionsville now, I'm in my 15th year, and frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do without Jane on the board. But Jane Burgess, you are a class act through and through. Thank you for all of your service. Joe Stein is a serious person of professional training as an accountant, and has a lot of interesting experiences as a professional person. But he's funny, and he's casual, and he's reasonable, and he's quick on his feet, and he's just been really fun to work with for 8 years, and to work for 8 years. And so most recently, the most recent 2 years, Joe has been the board president. And so everything that's happened during COVID, where here we were responding to a crisis, Joe has been wonderful to assist us in thinking through things. And just Joe was the board member we didn't really know about when he came in. That was a particularly contentious election, and he's been simply wonderful and helpful, and we've used his expertise a lot. He was a fantastic help to us when we were looking at different salary models when we were in negotiations last year, and a great collaborator with our Teachers Association in that process. So Joe Stein has been an outstanding board member. I know him as a great dad, as again, a fun guy who's had a lot of experiences in life, and it's just been a pleasure in my career to get to work with him. And the best part of it is that his leadership has helped young people and 1,000 employees really have great years in the Zionsville Community Schools. Thanks, Joe Stein. I can't thank you enough. Huge accomplishments. It's been such an amazing run, largely because of the two of you.